Hello. What time I'm on? The reason I keep showing you that is gives you an idea of what time it takes to do things. So I've got one wing off, and that's what it looks like when you take the scabby wing off. And I still didn't manage to get that bolt out of that hole. Ended up chowing my bloody bumper up. The bracket is still attached to that underneath of there, and that's what clamps this. So it's like a reinforcing clamp underneath. I'll just put the camera down here so you can see it. It's designed in such a way that it clamps it up instead of just having a screw that screws into the wing like it's on rover and it comes loose every now and then. They've made it so it clamps, so it just clamps down on it. And that's what your air conditioning system looks like on these type of old Ford Focuses. So as you see, it's getting old, it's a bit rusty, but there's still life in it, because one, I can get new rotors on that, I can get new brake calipers on it, get a new leg, you can even get replacement suspension components at the bottom. So all, just so long as the chassis of a car is good, and the engine and the radiator, just so long as that and the gearbox and all that lot works, there's far less biodegradable stuff inside of that one. You know, when you look at the interior of these sort of cars, if you look at the roof line on that compared to Rover, it don't have any of that spongy stuff inside it, so that won't biodegrade as quick as Rovers. So I'm looking at it and thinking, room for an aftermarket sunroof, not as biodegradable as the Rover, but you still got the aging problem with the airbags. So the airbags have still got an age limit to them, and eventually you'd probably have to disconnect them all. That's what the problem is with old cars. You might end up with SRS lights coming on and things like that as time goes on. And it's how often or how long the manufacturer will keep on supplying replacement parts. Because when that cracks or that cracks and that breaks, we need new ones. Same with the rest of it, because it's all plastic, it doesn't last as long. And it was like, shall I cut that little bit out at the bottom, and shall I cut that bit out and weld another piece in? And then I thought, no, because one, it's going to be dangerous to my skin. Two, I've got to buy out filler to fill it all up after I've welded it. Then three, I've got to buy primer and paint. I thought, 50 quid, time and effort. That's probably how much I'd have got paid for doing the job. So I thought, no, sorry, I spent 50 quid on a pair of wings, get both foot wings on, then it's all solid, all new, and then I still have to find the money accumulatively to get the paint and paint it all up. And then you've got to think about where you're going to paint it, which will be here. But for me, I'm painting it here, but for you, you've got to paint it somewhere else. Got a full face mask, as you can see. This is my little working area. Not big, but it is just open, so I'm not going to suffocate. But I've got to make sure when I paint it, I'll paint all of that lot. I've got to paint inside the door jombs as well. And the reason I open my door up like that and put these little blocks on is just so that it protects my next door neighbours from out, you know, stops them coming onto here. I'd have liked to have invented a thing that goes across, but I want a gate from there to corner at garage, and at the moment this just unfolds to there, which is quite nifty. But I've made it myself. It's not very fantastic. It's, you know, just cobbled together is what I had to hand. This is the most dangerous place to work, because I'm actually on a sloping driveway, and I don't want to end up like Chekhov, where the car rolls downhill and squashes me, and my chocks come away from the back wheel. Look, so as I walk past it, I probably caught it with my foot, and then when handbrake slips, it's still in gear. So always make sure you keep it in gear and keep a chock under your back wheels, because I've had the Rover slide down backwards, smack into gate and break the gating off, so I had to repair the gate as well. I was lucky I wasn't behind it, and I'm lucky I didn't get squashed. But I'm not a flaming celebrity, and I bet that guy, the celebrity, that actually looks like Spider-Man, by the way, so he could use Spider-Man, I bet it was an electronic handbrake, you know, because it's just a button job. So be very careful with whatever you're doing, because it's dangerous to your hands. Any danger to your hands, think twice, because that will cut your skin. and then bam, if it goes through your tendons, your fingers stop working. And at my old age you start to realise it, especially when you go through hospital and see all these other people about my age having limbs chopped off. So now it's a case of leave that for time being, leave all this for time being, move on to the other side, put this wheel back on again, and basically that's what it is. Just put wheel back on, move on to the other side. Eventually I'll be able to pull this back in house, because I've got to do a lot of remedial work and all of that, a lot of surface rust, and if there is any other rust I'll grind it all out and I'll patch some more steel into it, just like I did with Rover. Got Rover, I chopped big chunks out to there and big chunks out of there. I rebuilt all of that section, and that's lucky for me that I managed to buy angle grinders and welders and stuff. I managed to get welded off my father, you know, blagged him because I gave him an old compressor that he had, swapped it for a compressor, you see, so my mother can use it to blow her tyres up. I've still got to get that rusty old screw out of there, rusty old bolt, but it is what it is. A brand new car would do exactly the same thing. Even the Ferrari would do that. Any of them fast new cars would eventually need someone to do work. But we're not here all the time, are we? I'm supposed to get in work. This system's supposed to be providing work. I'm on £0 and 0 pence. It's not very good.